Right, the news, and we begin tonight with probably the best piece of news I've ever heard since I was born. An event, in fact...
Don't.
...which eclipses the very miracle of my birth.
Hang on, the best piece of news you've ever heard ever.
What is it?
They're going to stop making the Beetle.
And that's it? It's not the new
That is fantastic. No,
it's not
the
that
old
good,
one.
is it?
They're still making it till the 30th of July, and then it stops forever.
And why is that so
Why
good,
do you
really?
hate it so much?
Do you really want me to do it?
Well, no, just... I can't...
OK, it's a rubbish car.
That's incisive.
That's the first thing. It's a rubbish car. Secondly, it was a scandal. OK, that car was stolen from a Czech bloke called Ledwinka, I think, by Hitler and his henchmen. They put it into production. They stole money off the German people to build it and to build a factory. They never got a car. Instead, they used the factory and slaved Russian labour from the Eastern Front to build V1 bombs.
You can't blame the poor little Herbie.
And I haven't finished yet.
Oh, here we go.
In the factory, Russian slave labour built V1 flying bombs, one of which landed where my house now stands.
That is the most convoluted reason for
There's
hating...
more.
Oh, no.
Does anybody own a Beetle?
No,
Yes.
nobody's going to...
Right. Are you happy driving around in a mass murderer's personal biffer bag? You are. Well, what? I mean, I don't understand it. It's completely wrong.
It's gone and you're rejoicing.
I'm chuffed a bit.
And I couldn't care less.
I have to say me neither, but, you know, there
You're a
you go.
loser. What's the loser got for us this week,
Well,
loser?
you big oaf. I've got the following. More good news, actually, for you. Because a while ago we saw, well, Vauxhall showed us the new Astra. Well, at least what they said it was going to look like. We've got a picture of it here. Now, that we all agreed, I think we are all agreed, is a fantastic looking thing. And Jeremy said, well, if it looks anything like that when they make the real one, I'll eat my hair. And the good news for you, Jeremy, is it looks like this. So it's safe.
It's safe.
Yeah, I mean, they send us a load of stuff on it, and I've been through it all, and all I can see is lights. It tells you it's got, this is a good one, forward lighting headlamp system.
That's what you said.
I'm always fed at you. Turn the light. I've illuminated my engine bay again and can't see where I'm going.
And it goes on about the rear light scattering translucent technology in the rear lamps, so they actually light up. Yeah, I don't get that.
Right. Jonathan Ross, OK?
Yeah.
Jonathan Ross, it was reported in the papers this week, is planning on spending £1.2 million on this private number plate, ROS 5. Now, if you're sitting at the lights and a bloke pulls up next to you in a pale blue Mazda, OK, with horse seats, floppy hair, purple driving gloves, you're not going to go, it's Trevor McDonald.
No, you're right.
We know who you are, Jonathan. You don't need a private registration plate.
I'm gutted, actually, because I like Jonathan Ross. His radio programme,
Fantastic radio programme.
But now, disgrace.
That is a lot of money for him to spend on a number plate he can't say, isn't it? And that must be a real problem for a high-ranking celebrity like Jonathan Ross.
Right, quick one. John Prescott, right, always telling us use our cars less. We know the fella. Last year spent £320,000 on taxi fares. Which, I mean, that equates to, we worked out, about 900 quid a day.
Where's he going?
Well, exactly. Who's
And why are they bringing him back?
Precisely. Leave him there. I've got one I'd like to get over with very quickly, all right? We've charted the gradual sliding downhill of Jaguar. Last series we spoke about the diesel. Now it's got an awful lot worse. The new X-Type Estate. This is an Estate Jaguar front-wheel drive.
What's with that?
That's
Look,
dreadful.
well, it's an awful idea, Jeremy.
Well,
Look
if
at
you've
that.
got a dog, now you can have a dog in a cat.
Oh!
No, I just don't see what's wrong
It
with
looks
it.
like a Mondeo. It's terribly
It is a
depressing.
Mondeo.
It's very
What have you got?
Stagecoach. These are the bus operator people. They've come up with something remarkable. It's a 94-seater double-decker coach which will take you between Oxford and London or Glasgow and Edinburgh for £1. And they've said, we're going to take the frills out of bus travel. What? But believe it or not, OK, I said, well, what are... But there were some. They've taken out the telly, the woman at the front with the microphone who points out the Tower of London, and the lavatory.
What?
There's no lavatory on the bus.
Do you have lavatories on buses?
Don't worry about it, Jeremy.
Does
You never
anybody
have,
here
you never
know?
will.
Do they have a
Of course
lavatory?
you have
Of course
lavatories
they
on
do. Have you
buses.
not used one?
You've got a Lotus Exit. Actually, that's why you'd go on the bus, obviously.
Have you never tried the lavatory? You've never
I've
been
never been on a bus. What are you on
I can
about?
show you how they work. Look, you sit next to somebody like that, but there's a little wall about that thick.
He's parking his breakfast.
Trousers round ankles.
I'm reading Woman's Own because I'm, an 85-year-old
And you just drive along the
granny.
M40 like that.
And you're having
I'm
number
getting
two.
rid of... Yes.
Is
He's
that
reading
what it's
the
like
paper.
on a bus,
Yes.
and now they've taken the lavatory out?
Yeah. But what really amazes me is this, OK? It's got 94 seats. They say we can sell the seats for £1. To maximise profits, they've taken out the lavatory, which is obviously the size of one seat. So they've made an extra quid
This is serious.
by delivering a
The real
load of
worry for me
constipated
is
people to Oxford.
The next thing that's going to happen is people will be with Primus stoves cooking their lunch on the floor and live chickens, and people arriving on the underside of Eurostar from Azerbaijan will see one of those things go by and think, we've gone around a big circle, I'm back in Azerbaijan again.
Got to
This is the
return one.
third world, for God's sake.
Actually, if
I
there's
know-
no lavatory, they should just get rid of the back window and have a plank with holes in it. In fact, that's just like following a rugby tour, because they've always got their backsides up against the window, but no different.
Seriously though, Stagecoach, I've worked this out. If you want this business venture to be a success, seats for £1, 94-seater coach, don't take the lavatory out of the bus, make every seat a bog. Right?
Brilliant. Perfection. You could all read the paper. It's rubbish, isn't it, that? Yeah. I'm going to talk about the new Ferrari. It's called the Scaglietti, and it replaces the 456, so it's the new four-seater, and it's gorgeous. And Jeremy's
much is
wrong.
it?
It's about 150, just under 150,000
How big's the
pounds.
engine?
It's 4-point-something litres, 4.6. It's 540 brake horsepower, 0 to 60 in about 4 and a bit seconds.
I don't like it.
You're so wrong. It's a very good-looking car.
Can we just stop spinning the tape? Hold the tape there. That does not look like a Ferrari.
Not your schoolboy idea of wedge Ferrari. It's
The
a
problem is,
grown-up
it's designed by Pininfarina, OK? Now, Pininfarina's top designer at the moment is a man called Ken.
Yes.
Now, people called Ken are people you borrow lawnmowers from. No great person in history. It was not Ken Rembrandt. It was not Ken Chopin.
There's never been a Pope Ken, has
No,
there?
there has been a King Kenneth in England, but that was a Kenneth, like Kenneth Kendall. That's allowed, but not Ken. You can't have a Ferrari Ken. Actually, it's an interesting case in point. When was the last, and you're invited to join in here, when was the last really good-looking Ferrari?
456.
456 now. Look,
Yeah.
575 is a fabulous looking car.
355 looked good when it came out, but dated, and actually now looks
Footballer's
quite old.
Ferrari, and he had one.
I always thought that.
It's the ball! No! What do you think?
I always liked the 412 series.
The 412?
Oh dear.
You've got a beard. Beard alert. Your opinion. It's all slick down here.
What don't you like about that? I don't actually like it very much. I'm just interested to know what you don't like about it.
I'm not.
It's got no arse.
Neither of you anymore. You've lost quite a bit of weight, haven't you,
Oh.
since the last series?
I was hoping you'd notice, actually. Look at that.
No, that's
In
not
fact,
your
I lost
arse,
so
that's
much
your
we could have made
stomach.
another hymn out of what I've lost. There must have been a good-looking Ferrari. Ignore Beardy. There must have been a good-looking Ferrari between the Daytona and now. What? What, the 288? The Vampire, I reckon's got it. The 288 GTO in blood red.
Sat up from his coffin. and
Steve
said,
Strange over there.
Yeah.
He's worked it out.
Cars that have come along this year. Do you remember when Ford promised us the Focus RS? They said it was going to be a road-going rally car with four-wheel drive and 300 brake horsepower, and, well, it never happened, did it?
No, they left the
never-
homework on the bus.
Yeah.
Well, all the plans docked.
Abducted by aliens on the way to school. It never arrived. Well, this, ladies and gentlemen, is the Fiesta RS. Now, if you like the look of that, don't hold your breath, because that won't happen either. But if you do want a hot-ish Fiesta, this will. We've got one in the studio, actually. It's called the Fiesta ST. Now, it's a smart-looking little thing. It's arriving later this year. It's going to have a 2-litre, 150 brake horsepower engine, lots of little sporty, sparkly bits on it. Kind of a modern take on the XR2, really. Nice
Great.
little thing.
Has one big problem. Its name, ST. You can't call a car an ST.
Why not?
Girls? What? See, they're laughing. You know, whisper it to me. I know you'll be embarrassed. Come on, whisper it to me.
Sanitary towel.
It's a sanitary towel. That's what ST stands for. Every
Does it?
girl goes up to the office, come wear an ST. And of course, the worst thing is, if they do a diesel version, it'll be an STD.
I've got another car that's coming along in August. It's the new Mini Cabriolet. They're going to be doing versions of it. This is the Cooper version, actually. They're gonna do
What's the noises for? Do you like it?
Heck, I do, actually. I think that looks great. Maybe it's the shirt.
How much is it going to cost?
It's going to cost, well, they'll generally be about 2,500 more than the equivalent hardtop. So that the Cooper S, the supercharged version, will be about 17.5, 15.5 for the Cooper, about 13.5, I think, for the Mini one.
That's
well, yeah, but the
horrible.
Mini isn't, it's not a cheap small car. It's an expensive small car, and I like that.
It's a metrosexual car.
A what?
Metrosexual. It's the new thing. It's for the chap. He doesn't want to be too butch. He doesn't want to have, like a big 4x4. And he spends quite a lot of money on hair products.
Don't point at me.
He's interested in shirts. Probably wears cowboy boots, that kind of thing. He's a blend of
I'm
gay
not a
and
metro
gay.
flaming sexual.
You are a metrosexual, and I can see you in one of those.
Pardon me, how would you know what a metrosexual
I'm
is?
not only in touch with my feminine side, I'm in touch with my gay side as well.
You're probably right.
17 and a half grand's where it all goes a bit wrong for me,
I
to be
think
honest.
that's a great little car. I look forward to driving one. So there.
Hey, I've got an interesting statistic. You know the Maybach?
The
great big
Mercedes
Mercedes
Maybach.
thing.
Yeah.
Mercedes Maybach.
Yeah.
What is it? £292,000. There it is. Do you know how much that depreciates by over the first 3 years of its life?
No, quite a lot, I'd think, but
Guess?
no idea.
£1,200 a week.
A week?
Now, the great thing is, that's before you've paid the chauffeur,
Yeah.
before you put your petrol in. You wake up in the morning, oh, I've lost 1,200 quid.
What shall I do next?
Oh, I'm going to lose another 1,200 by this time tomorrow. I think there's a solution to this, though. Buy the new Rolls-Royce Phantom, because that only loses 1,100 quid a week.
That's much more like it.
It's a bargain. Yeah. The Highways Agency, OK? It has this kind of guideline to those people who have advertising hoardings not to put them near roads that have got a speed limit more than 60 miles an hour. Yeah. I don't know if you've noticed, I've been driving around the summit. All over Britain, by motorways, farmers are putting lorries in their fields and then selling the side of them to, like, local companies.
Yeah.
Here's a tip. If you are one of these local companies, keep it brief. Because I saw one the other day that said, want to use Jag? Go to www.iwantousejag.co.tv or call Debbie on 0129. I'm going 70 miles an hour. Whoa,
Yeah.
I never saw it. What was it on about?
They really are farmers, not copywriters, aren't they? That's the
No,
problem.
absolutely.
It wants to be sort of use Jags next left.
No, that's
Yeah.
too many words. Keep it tight.
Okay, Jags left.
No, I was in that Porsche
Jags.
and woof. No, Jag's too long. Woof, that's Jag. I want one of those. The worst one, though, the worst one I've seen. I don't know if anybody ever uses the M40 like he and I do to get to work, OK? Someone has written on a big long wall as you're coming into London, why do you do this every day?
It's so depressing, I know.
Why do I do this? Have you seen it?
I've seen it, and then there is another one on a bridge, which you look up and it just says, Lemmings.
Oh,
It's a Monday, leave me alone. No. It's horrible.
What it should say, though, really, if we're honest, it should say something like, why do you do this every day? Why don't you come out with me and drink meths and paint on the wall with espresso?
They can't be that smug, really, you're right, that's true.
In case he's on the bridge, I'm actually going to paint the top of my car. It's going to say something like, get a job, buy a car.
Reverse graffiti.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Can I talk about a car?
Yeah.
Right, new Ferrari, very exciting. It is this. Now, it's kind
It's
of
the
a
same
new...
designer as the Porsche.
It is a new one. It's the new 360, if you like. The 360 is so called because it had a 3.6-litre engine. This is called the 430, that's a clue. It's a 4.3-litre engine. 117,500 quid that'll cost you, 0 to 60 in about 3.9 seconds. Just magnificent.
200 miles an hour as well.
Yeah, just under.
Fantastic. But I'm bored with Ferrari.
How can you be bored with that?
I'm bored because we've got a few coming up in the series, actually. And everyone I've got into, they're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. But they've become like Pete Sampras. You know, when he was... No, you just think, when he used to walk onto the court, there was that sense of, I don't care if you play Myra Hindley, I want you to lose.
I think they might be getting a bit tawdry as well, to be honest.
What do you mean?
Well, I went to the Ferrari factory last week, lovely, but I think I saw in the shop Ferrari aftershave.
Oh, no.
The worst one I've seen recently is, you know, Hummers, right, Humvees? You can buy Hummer aftershave. It comes in a jerry can of repressed homosexuality. It's called I Am Not Gay. Whoa, look at me!
My big
Oh, no, I'm in quarrying me.
Сотни мыслей в моей голове, как цифры в экране. Но когда я на сцене, я в своей зоне. Моя жизнь — это симфония, каждая нота мечта. Я пишу свой путь, даже если мне сопротивляются. Бьющийся ритм, словно сердце биение. Это моя музыка, это моя пленяющая медитация. Мир за окном, но я на вершине. Моя сила идет изнутри, она не имеет предела. наливается ядом внутри меня. Не знал, что там спрятано, но я принял риск, это правда. Я создаю себя заново, не останавливаясь ни на мгновение. В этом мире 2024 я становлюсь сильнее. Жизнь как бокал, я преодолеваю каждое препятствие. Оружие в каждом слове истина. Я не копирую, я создаю свой путь сам. Мой голос несет смысл, даже когда мир кажется безысходным. Это не просто песня, это моя жизнь на стихах. Словно эхо в темноте, я нахожу свой свет. Я не оглядываю себя вперед, это моя миссия. Моя музыка — это я, и я не перестану играть.
Now, you know Alistair Darling? Got a photograph of him here.
Still looks like a badger, doesn't he?
He does. He's our Transport Minister. He has appointed a Minister of Road Safety whose name is Ladyman.
It's not.
His name is Ladyman, which means that there's a picture of him. Our Transport Department is now being run by Darling and Ladyman.
Excellent.
It's true. Mind you, I've done some checking on this guy. Okay, guess what he drives?
Bus.
No.
A tandem bicycle.
No.
Tricycle.
Horse or a badger? Or
No,
rickshaw?
no, he drives an Alfa Romeo 0156.
Really?
And until recently, he had 9 points on his licence.
He's one of us.
Welcome on board, Mr. Ladyman. Pop down any time you like. Bring Mr. Darling with you.
Yeah.
I'm going to move on. What's the ugliest car ever made? You stupid man. Can you say a Mazda MX-5 is not good looking? You're just not in touch with your woman's side there.
Can I suggest the Hyundai Matrix as the
No,
ugliest
you
car of all
can't.
time? That's
The
hideous.
the whole of the rule book on what is ugly has been rewritten by a company called Sanyong with this.
Oh, mama!
What the hell were they thinking? Look at the tank, look at the wheels, only 9 inches big.
But look at this, it's big, gloopy front. I might be sick.
The thing about this car is it's going to be sold in Britain, and they say it will cost less than 19,000.
Well, it was about 19,000 less. That's hideous.
Remove it from the site. Now, Top Gear needs your help, because in this series we're going to be trying to find what is the best driving song ever written.
Yes.
OK, now this is a song that when it comes on the radio you just can't help like putting your foot down a bit.
But this is a driving song, which is it's not just your favourite song, because sometimes your favourite driving song sounds rubbish out the car, but in the car it just works.
I already know.
Please
what
don't tell us any of your favourite tracks at all. Don't talk about your music.
Radar Love. Golden Earring. I've been
That's
driving
all right.
all night, my hands are wet on the wheel.
This problem.
Right, anyone else? Come on, what other songs? Chemical Brothers. I was about to get on to this. Can we try to remember, when we're voting for this, that music has been happening before the
But
last
can
two...
we ignore Jeremy on that? Chemical Brothers is perfectly acceptable. You're just old and you won't know it.
He'll vote for Busted and McFly. Maroon 5, maybe Girls Aloud, was, oh, that's a really...
And let me guess the price of things these days. And these newfangled CDs, you can't get the needle to stay on them, can you?
Above his bed, he's got a picture of H out of steps. You can see it's going to be a big debate, this, and that's what we're really hoping for. So do please write to us at Top Gear, BBC Television, Wood Lane, London, W12. Or, of course, you can go onto our website, which is bbc.co.uk/Top Gear. Do please let us know what your favourite driving song ever is.
And I'll try and keep them away from it.